Bethany Hamilton is holding nothing back.
Looks like she has a real future.
Soul Surfer, starring Dennis Quaid, Helen Hunt, and Anna Sophia Robb as Bethany, hits theaters April 8th. It's the true life story of Bethany Hamilton. The 20-year-old surfer was only 13 when she lost her arm in a vicious shark attack off the coast of Kauai, where she grew up. It was a day her parents will never forget.
It was pretty traumatic. I didn't really know the condition she was in, but obviously if she was coming to the hospital, she was still alive. But until I saw her face to face, that's when I realized her arm was gone.
And my main concern was not whether she was going to surf again, but whether she was going to live.
Tom and Sherry Hamilton were avid surfers themselves and spent their younger days on Kauai, surfing all day and waiting tables at night.
We were obsessed with surfing and addicted to it, and our whole lives revolved around surfing.
They found Jesus thanks to another surfing friend who invited them to dinner.
And it seemed like, wow, Jesus is he's real, you know, and this is truth. So we ended up giving our hearts to the Lord pretty much at the same time.
Tom and Sherry raised their children in the church, and before the shark attack, Bethany and her mom had been praying that Bethany would be in the center of God's will, especially with her surfing.
We prayed that for 2 weeks, every day. So when it happened, I had peace. I had total peace in God.
As Bethany healed, she longed to get back on her board. But would she be able to surf with one arm?
There was times when I got frustrated, but for me, it's just I love surfing, and I was pretty determined, and I think God put that determination in my heart, and He knew that I would be able to handle it through Him.
But learning to surf with one arm was no easy task.
It's like I knew how to surf, I just had to figure out how to do it with one arm instead of two, and so I just had to use my brain a lot and just adjust and adapt to this new way of living. But I figured it out, and I still am learning to this day.
Bethany's story of overcoming incredible odds captured the attention of Hollywood.
I think it's a metaphor for everyone's life. You get knocked down, whatever your shark attack is or whatever happens to you, you have a shot to get back up. And Bethany shows that not only can you get back up on the board, but you can excel at it.
Bethany's story also impressed actor Dennis Quaid, who first learned about Bethany while watching The Today Show.
She was so inspiring, and the story so touched me that I wound up with just tears streaming down my face there at 7 in the morning on the couch. And then it just so happened 2 days later they offered me the part to play her father.
Actress Anna Sophia Robb, who learned to surf for the part, says hanging out with Bethany was very inspiring.
You think her arm's gone, but after spending a couple days with her, I just totally forgot that it wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's just, she goes on every day and lives life totally normally and just trying to set a good example and just live a godly life. Yeah. That's the most inspiring thing about her.
And country singer Carrie Underwood makes her big screen debut as Bethany's youth pastor.
I don't know why terrible things happen to us sometimes, but I have to believe that something good is going to come out of this.
Today, Bethany is among the top female surfers in the world. She graciously gave me a few pointers during my first attempt at surfing. The waves were pretty choppy that day, but Bethany had no problem popping right up on her board. And then, in my first attempt, I stood up for about a second. But what a thrill that 1 second was. The Hamiltons say as painful and traumatic as this shark attack was for Bethany, they believe God has a greater purpose in it. And they're hoping this movie will inspire others going through tough times to trust God and never give up.
Life's not about having all your limbs or, you know, just having everything perfect. Life's not perfect, but through our imperfections is where we can bring beauty and good stuff out of life and glorify God through what we overcome.
Wendy Griffith, CBN News, Hawaii.